I broke up with my boyfriend after I lost weight. Everyone in our life is furious. As a couple, we decided that we were going to get in shape together. We love being outside and exercise, and we used to be health nuts and taking care of the food we ate. By the way, this comes from user BFN Weight Loss. And if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OK Storytime subreddit. Do it there. So even though we continued to exercise daily, our food plan wasn't great. So we decided to change it. We developed a health plan. Because of it, I went from 155 pounds in 5'10" to 125 pounds, currently adding muscle and toning.
5'10" and you're 125 pounds?
I have no idea what healthy weights are, but I'm like 6 foot 200. So 5'10", 120 is like thin. However, he stayed the same weight, 6'3", 180, which is perfectly fine. What? I started to get fit. Lots of guys started to pay attention to me, and I've been asked several times to be a model. I won't try to say that this wasn't good. It was really good for me, and my ego and my really low self-esteem is now at a normal level. Life's good, I'm happy, and I'm feeling good. Boyfriend was happy with my new body, always grabbing me, but didn't like the new attention, which is understandable in my opinion. He and I continued to exercise until I was 140 pounds. He then started to come up with excuses. Then after I achieved my goal weight, 135, my boyfriend started to ask for pizza and other things. I said that it was okay for me if he ate it, but I didn't want to. He went nuts, started telling me that I was obsessed with weight loss and that I'm anorexic and other hurtful things. Then when I suggested running, hiking, or some physical activity that we had always done in the past, he would always say no and suggest other things like watching a movie, having a little spice of sleep, or cooking, and would make me feel guilty for leaving to do some exercise. As I've said before, we've done this daily since we met until my 140-pound mark. I was starting to feel really unhappy as all the things I loved that we both loved to do in the past were being neglected. And I am just not a person to stay indoors watching TV and relaxing. I hate it. I have lots of energy. The final thing, I discovered why he didn't lose weight when he was trying so hard. I don't get it. Those were his words. He packed his healthy lunch at home and then would dump it. I'm so effing angry. I hate when people waste food. And he would eat pizza or a sub or McDonald's. I saw a receipt, asked him about it, and after some time, in which he tried to say he didn't remember, he proceeded to confess. I broke it off with him right there, as I've had enough. Wow.
Okay.
We do still have a lot of story left, but wow.
This is something that where I agree with the breakup is fine. Your personalities are just, you're drifting off. You found new interests, new hobbies that you really love, and you cannot force people to change that way. If they do it with you, great. But if they don't want to do it, you really can't force them. And if you don't want to do it, that's perfectly okay with splitting up.
I don't even think it's that. I think it's just the lie that made her do it. I don't think it's the fact that he's like, I don't want to eat that. I want to eat McDonald's. It's more that like she was helping in some way to make those lunches, and the fact that he just threw it away.
Like it could be the toxic trait of like, hey, I'm doing all of this. Like I'm getting healthier, and like you're trying to put that in everyone's life. And like if they don't say, hey, I don't want that, and that's one thing. But it seems like the boyfriend agreed to like a healthy lifestyle and was like, okay, let's do this together. I'm down for a healthy lifestyle, and just blatantly lied and just like, no, I'm just going to go eat.
Maybe just the jealousy vibes. Trying to be like, hey, let's eat unhealthy. Let's eat unhealthy. She's like, no, I don't want to do that. I want to keep going.
It seemed like there were just OP had their own lifestyle and the boyfriend had their own lifestyle, and it just split off. Like they didn't go to movies together anymore. Like I think you have to find a good median of both. Like you can have a cheat day. Cheat day is fine. That's allowed if you want. When OP said, oh, the idea of going to the movies, like I just don't want for that. I'm like, you also are dating this person. Like you guys don't have to have like, okay, we're either doing running or we're sitting on the couch all day. It's like you guys can go out to dinner. You guys can go to the movies. You guys can do something. But it seems like they both naturally just like weren't agreeing on anything.
Well, let's agree to continue this story. Now, he told everyone that I became a shallow witch when I lost weight, and I want to have a man with abs and be eye candy. Everyone believes him. This is a small town, and I'm being seen as the effing shallow witch. At the same time, he's sending dozens of messages every day 100 plus, asking me to consider it, that he loves me. What can I do? I love him a lot and I want to be with him, but now I just don't recognize him. And our fun times of the past are completely lost. I fell in love with his full of energy, always moving persona, not this lazy person, a shadow of what he once was. He promised me that he would change and asked me to go to the doctor because I'm completely obsessed with it. With all these troubles, I lost the additional 10 pounds, which makes his story even more credible. Should I go back to him and trust that he's going to be back and go to a doctor as he asked? Am I completely delusional and out of line? I hate being bad-mouthed. I don't have thick skin, and these comments really hurt me. Reddit, help. There are some comments here. Before we get into the comments, I will say there is such a thing as being too fit, too in shape, where it circles back to unhealthy. Like, I've had friends who worked out until they had to go to the hospital. And I don't know if that's the level of fixation that OP has right here. Like, where you were already starting at, like 5'10", 150, like, is normal, I think.
Some people, like OP says, they have a lot of energy. They like working out. That's okay. But as long as you do it in a healthy manner and you're not obsessed with it.
I think if you get much smaller than that, like, now you're leaning towards not healthy territory. Like 6'3", 180. Like, I can't imagine being 3 inches taller and also 20 pounds lighter. And again, I don't think it's the fact that he's not wanting to lose weight or he doesn't want to eat health anymore. I think really the root of it was like that he was just lying. And he's clearly not that lazy if he's 6'3", 180. Like, there's a level of some kind of upkeep going on there.
Back to it with the relationship, they instantly, OP broke up with him. Like, you broke up with him, and now you feel bad that he's bad-mouthing you. Like, the bad-mouthing is really dumb, but then you want to get back together with him? I feel like you guys jumped it way too quickly. You should have definitely had a conversation of why he's doing this, rather than, nope, I'm done. Why? Why did you do that?
Yeah, it was a pretty quick decision. Let's get into the update. They're not update, they're comments. Comment number 1, wait, he's 6'3", 180 pounds, and you want him to lose weight? Reply, I'm glad this isn't buried at the bottom. I would love to hear his side, because OP sounds unbalanced and seems to be skewing details to paint her in a better light. Another reply, she was 155 at 5'10". She was already considered normal weight for her height. She or possibly both of them might have some skewed body image issues. Replies, yes, I'm 5'10" and in the upper 130s and developed an eating disorder when I tried to lose weight. Not that BMI is a reliable indicator, but if you plan on getting yourself under that threshold, you probably need the help of a nutritionist or other professional to keep you physically and mentally on track, like they do with film stars losing weight for a role. Then again, everyone's different, obviously. My experiences aren't everyone's, and maybe OP fell to her lowest weight naturally without pushing too hard, then realized she wanted to gain some muscle. At any rate, OP has painted a picture of a jealous, controlling boyfriend who won't accept her breakup. 6'3", 180 is a number you can be proud of, but being possessive or clingy of your SO isn't. Yeah, that was kind of also my earlier takeaway of like, it might just be that he's like getting cringy about other men thinking she's attractive.
She's very happy with everything. It's a good for OP, but you got to take into consideration of how does this make your partner feel? You know, like maybe it went too far, like a little bit too much.
Could be. Also, to OP's boyfriend, that's hot girlfriend syndrome, dude. When you have a hot girlfriend, other people, guess what? Other people can see her with their eyes. And they can tell that she's hot.
Like, again, saying all those bad things and like, oh, no, I love you. And using the I love you or it's like, oh, it's love is not an excuse. That doesn't seem like it's love.
So far, whack on both sides from my perspective. We made healthy lunches. A man who's 6'3" and exercising needs a F ton of food. Her healthy lunches were probably some 300-calorie piece of crap lunch she pulled off of Pinterest. She clearly has no idea about fitness, wanting her boyfriend to lose weight at 180 pounds. Professional male athletes who are 6'3" are basically always heavier than 180. Effing long-distance runners who are 6'3" are even 170 to 180. If anything, if he's trying to be fit, he's probably going to increase his weight. She doesn't know the first thing about what she's talking about, and I don't believe a word she says. We've arrived at the update. Let's hop in. It sounds like I've left some important details out. I read all your comments and realized that, but it was too late to reply as there were too many, so I prefer to add some explanations in this update. I thank you all for your comments. I wasn't expecting such a big response. Some of your comments were hurtful, and I don't really get what I have said to deserve that, but I'll try my best to explain myself. First, I never said that we weren't at a healthy weight, nor that I think he is overweight or at a bad weight. I don't know why people assumed that when I never said it, and I don't really get all the weights that were thrown in the post. Every person carries their weight differently, and some of you sounded offended as if I've said your weight is bad. I never said anything about his weight. He was the one who was trying to get fit again, as he went from really fit to somewhat skinny fat, as he was the one who was not happy with this, not me. What I said is that we were not as fit as we were in the past. We were both gym rats and health nuts. Both. I met him at the gym. I have never pressured him to exercise whatsoever. We fell in love because we had similar interests, outdoor activities, exercise, taking care of our bodies. He was really proud of his abs, for example. When we met, he was 6'3", 190, and pure muscle, more than what he weighs now. I was 5'10", and 135, toned. However, we started to relax in the food that we ate. We started to drink more and eat a lot of fast food. Even though we continued exercising daily, we sort of became skinny fat. He and I developed a small belly, and we were not happy with it. Again, both of us. That's why we tried to enter the cut phase, and then we would go into the bulk phase. If you thought that I wanted him to lose weight, you were wrong. I didn't pressure him to do this. He was always talking about how he missed his muscles and how he was stronger in the past. So we decided as a couple that we would be healthy together. He was happy with our progress, but seemed really surprised that his weight had stalled. I was worried about him as I didn't understand why his efforts weren't working. I was sad because he seemed sad with the lack of results. And that's why I was so mad when I discovered that he had been eating fast food behind my back. First, because he was throwing away food, which I'm completely against. Second, because I was researching lots of things and was worried because I didn't understand why he wasn't seeing results. Third, I didn't understand why he was lying to me. I never pressured him to get in shape. I love him either way, so I didn't understand why he was lying to me. Go ahead.
You weren't pressuring your partner, but then you were like, let's go on runs. Let's do this. Let's do that. And you just kept reiterating like, oh, he wants to like just go to the movies. And you're like, no. I want to go do this. I want to go exercise. I want to do this. He seemed like a burden to you, and you made him feel like a burden. I'm not saying that's the scenario, but what we got earlier in the story, again, when Opie said, oh, we don't have the same interest anymore. Maybe he just felt burnt out. It's a thing. It is burnout. Like you get burnt out of working out or you're just fatigued from it and it's okay to rest, but maybe he was just happy where he was.
I was just mad about being skinny fat because you said that I should be. And maybe she doesn't even realize she did that.
He was just really upset that OP progressed or they did the same amount of work, but OP's progress had results and her boyfriend didn't have any results, and that probably made him even feel worse.
I think OP's thinking like, I never like explicitly like pressured him. Or it's like, I was never like telling him he needed to do it or else, but it's like, I think just you being so militant about getting in shape like is the pressure in and of itself.
I'm not trying to pin this on anyone just yet, but it's like I said, these are two different people on two different roads where they like, we met, we were so happy, and then you converged into something different. It happens.
So I never pressured him into getting in shape. I love him either way, so I didn't understand why he was lying to me. He could have just said that he didn't want to eat healthy, and I'd have been completely okay with it, and he knows that. I never said a bad thing about his body, and I find him quite attractive when he is at 180 or 190 or whatever. When he stopped exercising, I was sad because I lost my partner. I mean, workout partner, I assume. Do you know that activity that you do with your husband since you've met, and that's really special for both of you? That was exercise to us. Since we've met, we've exercised together. We've tried lots of sports and fun outdoor activities. When he started to refuse going, I felt like he didn't want to spend more time with me, and I was sad about it because I felt like we were losing a big part of our relationship. I'm not a person who likes to relax on the sofa, and he wasn't like that either. Again, one of the things that made us fall in love with each other was the fact that he was really active and had lots of energy. He knows that I hate watching TV, for example, and he was like that too. So the change was strange and left me confused. Then I lost weight until 125 because of the breakup, not because I'm anorexic for F's sake. I'm now in a bulking phase. I just had trouble eating because I was really sad about breaking up with him and our separation. We've been dating for a long time, 4 years, almost 5, and I feel lost without him. I've been crying a lot, and I used exercise to make me think of other things. Oh my God, 5 years over that?
Why did you do that?
There's got to be more than that, right? 5 years? I was thinking like, oh, they probably dated less than a year. 5 years you've been with this guy and you broke up with him because...
He was eating cheat meals behind you.
I know that throwing the food away is cringe. I know him lying to you is not good.
He was cheating on her.
Yeah, he was cheat mealing on her.
I guarantee you, he just felt like a burden. Like, your lifestyle was, I want to go back to the way we were. And he's like, I'm happy with what we are now. Yes, we wanted to work out and get healthy again. But I think OP went back into that old mindset of like full on grind. I want what we were before. And you can't have that. It seems like his mentality is like, no, I'm in the present. It seems like OP's mind is more so in the past.
For sure, crazy thing to break up over, like on the spot. Not even elaborations. Okay, let's keep going. When I noticed that I was underweight, I immediately forced myself to eat. I don't want to be skinny. I want to be fit. So I thank you for all the concerns, but I guarantee you that I'm not anorexic and that I don't want to be 125. My goal weight is 135, just like I was in the past at the peak of my fitness and health. And at 135, I'm not underweight, as some of you said. It's a healthy weight for me. I'm all for health. I wouldn't aim for anything that would be unhealthy. That's why I'm gaining weight right now. I'm very careful with my health. Finally, about telling people in the city. Well, he decided to talk about our breakup with his friends, and they were the ones who started telling everyone. As this is a small town and his friends didn't like me, they decided to say that I was looking for a health guru and a man with abs, and that I'm a shallow witch to everyone. As they are locals and I'm not, everyone believes them. It was not him that told the people. When I made the first post, I thought it was him that was talking about our breakup with everyone, but he told me that he didn't do that. And the ones who did were his friends, and he's angry with them because of it. I was wrong, fortunately. I have no family, and the few friends I have here are his close friends too, so they stood by him. Can't fault them. They know him better than they know me. I'm kind of shy and quiet. So we talked, and he told me that he was concerned about me and wanted me to see a doctor because of my recent weight loss. I explained that I was trying to gain weight, that I didn't want to be 125, and I just lost weight because we were on bad terms and it hurt me that much. He then explained to me that he wasn't the one who told other people about the breakup, that it was the friends and he was disappointed with them. He also said that he wanted to get in shape but couldn't resist fast food. He'd been eating it daily at lunch and was ashamed of not being able to resist the temptations. I told him that he didn't need to eat healthy if he didn't want to. I'd be totally okay with it, and I just wished that he could communicate with me and tell me about his fears. I apologized if I ever came across as a shallow person or someone who wouldn't listen to him. I loved him a lot and didn't want to lose him over such a minor and unimportant thing as fast food. He then confessed that he decided not to exercise more, even though it was hard for him, as he loved it. He decided to stop because he was ashamed of not being able to resist fast food. And he wanted me to be lazy like him so we would be equals that way, which is also an extremely toxic way to think. He said that now we would continue to exercise as we've always done, and he wouldn't try to hide eating fast food, nor would he throw the food away. I ended up breaking up with him that night, and now we are together again. Communicating was very good for us, and I hope that in the future we will remember this lesson and learn to continue to communicate and be honest with each other. Yeah, it's crazy.
He was feeling away and felt ashamed, and you were feeling away, and definitely on him for sure. But I think it was, again, a little bit of pressure.
Yeah, you little goobers just need to learn how to have dialogue. I love him a lot. I can't imagine a better person. He is kind, compassionate, nice, smart, and we share the same interests. We are compatible. He is my dream man, everything I could wish for, and I'm sorry if I misrepresented him in the first post. I hope that I could explain everything. Again, thank you, Reddit. Everything is fine right now, and we're happy, and there's an edit. I'm feeling shifty. I just felt so weird to me that it's like, he's my dream man, it's my true love, like, we're compatible, we're fully this, we're fully that, and it's like, you had literally just before been like, we're completely incompatible, we've lost our ways, he's a completely different person, and for that, I'm out.
Very wishy-washy, but I think it was just like a lot of underlying layers that no one talked about.
You know what I bet you it was? I bet you it was because she thought he was talking smack. She thought he was the one going around, running around, talking smack on their relationship. If that was me, I would also be like, yeah, you know what? We are uncompatible, and nothing about this guy even lines up with me. And you know what? This guy freaking, and he can be lazy forever. Like, I would probably be upset if I thought, but now we know the truth. He's just got lame friends for you, but in the context of him, those friends are good friends. But they're not going about it the right way. And there is an edit. Okay. He never controlled me, my clothes, where I was going, or the people I talked to. He is not the jealous type. He has never done anything physical. He's never forced me to do the spicy tango when I wasn't in the mood. He never did anything like that. This was the first time he lied to me, and he promised he wouldn't do it twice. He tried not to fall in love with me, but was unable to resist because he loved me too much. Why is that bad? Why is the sentence, he could have any girl that he wanted and he chose me, bad for you? Am I not enough? What have I done to make you so angry with me? I know I'm immature and dumb. I know, but several people are, and they are not as criticized as I was. I think this is OP addressing commenters being like, you know what? Shut up. When I wrote the first post, everyone accused me of having an eating disorder, being shallow, masking the situation, lying about what happened, and manipulating him. Now he's the one who is accused of manipulating me and being a diddler. Yes, someone said that about him in a private message of taking advantage of me. Why does every post I make generate such a hate wave? I'm tired, boss. The comments page was even harder to read than the first one, and it's really hurtful that everyone is saying such bad things about my relationship. I thank you all for your advice and kind words. Some of you were really kind, and I can't thank you enough, but I wanted to let you know that some of your words really hurt. Really. And I'm weak. This was too much. I've been reading this with my boyfriend, and he is so hurt. I can only cry for him. He didn't deserve this. Guys, hello? Take your computer, close it. You don't have to read every comment on the Reddit post if it's making you upset. You don't have to do this anymore. Just like how if you stop watching this show, you can always listen to full episodes with stories like this. And you can listen to them on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts from. Just search OK Storytime. All you have to do is search OK Storytime. But we do have some story left here. Keon, do we have anything else to talk about here?
I just really don't understand how you date for 5 years, you're so in love, and this is like the man of your dreams, and then you catch him eating a cookie, and he lied to you about it, and this is like the only time he's lied to you, and you really just jump it to, we're done. I don't understand how that, without having even like a remote conversation, maybe it was just the heat of the moment kind of thing, but even then, it's like, whoa, that was really quick. But I think overall, I mean, great that you guys are happy and you guys are going to work out and, you know, live the lives that you want to live. I just hope that OP doesn't have that mindset of, I want to just be my past self. That's not who you are. You are your present self. And then you can do that for the future. You can at least have some ideals from the past and work on the future, especially with your partner. You want to do it together and not leave each other.
Well spoken, my friend. So he knew about the backlash that both of us would or will suffer, and we've been suffering from it ever since. But this situation was the worst of them all. He feels disappointed with his friends for telling everybody about something he ranted about in secret with them, feels tired because of the breakup, and sad because of the comments. I won't ever apologize to him enough for what he read about him. He didn't deserve it. That's the final explanation. I don't think there's anything more to add. And there are some comments. Comment 1, and he wanted me to be lazy as him because we would be equals that way. In honesty, now that you're back with him, I would be very cautious about this. This is not the mentality of someone who cares about you. That's the mentality of someone who wants you down in the mud with them. It's really the exact same mentality as OP, though. This isn't about weight. It's about the fact that people change, and he's changing in a way that you don't want to. 5 years at your age is a long time, but please make sure to keep your sights on the things you want in life. Comment 2, quoting, he is kind, compassionate, nice, smart. We share the same interests and we're compatible. He's my dream man, everything I could wish for, and I'm sorry if I misrepresented him in my first post. This kind of sounds like he replaced you and posted this for you, but okay. Please try and get your own friend group in this city. Do not be dependent on this guy, especially as you apparently started dating him when you were 16 and he was 22. Well, that changes only the entire story. Okay. We're almost done. Comment 3. So what is his plan for his friends that have been dragging your name through the dirt? He's disappointed in them, but is he actually going to take any action? If not, that is a pretty terrible new start to the relationship. You say everything's fine now, but it doesn't really sound like it. All his friends dislike you and have been talking crap about you, and you don't have any of your own friends, it still seems like a pretty bad situation. What happens next time if you guys go through a rough patch? More crap talking and you losing all your friends again? Doesn't leave you in the best position, OP replies. He's so sad about it, they disappointed him. I don't think it's fair to make him think about it when he already blames himself for talking to them so much. He'll think about it when he wakes up, I think. Comment was downvoted 35 times. I think Reddit really let you have it on that one, OP, because that's the end of that story.
Like I said earlier, they diverged. As long as they can be mutual on everything and can agree, not that my personality is just sitting on the couch and just hanging out. My personality is just working out. As long as you guys can have a median of, doing both of those things together and not, leaving one behind or dragging one back is somewhere you can manage it, especially for 5 years of, being together. That's what I think.